Hello, my name is swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the Gerber 06 knife. It's a switchblade. It comes in a regular grey Gerber box like this. We have a bit of print on top of it, different numbers. That's pretty much what it is. There is a bit warning again and of course the Made in USA sticker. This one is Made in USA. Then inside there is a clear see-through bag, protective bag, which each knife is packaged. And then we have the manual. We see Gerber 06 automatic and the instruction applied to both drop point and tanto style. We see here on the picture is the drop point version. The version that I got is the tanto style. So we see there is two parts that move. That is basically the button, the firing button, and the sliding safety there. I'm gonna show that in a minute. On the back side we have limited lifetime warranty for the knife in English, French and Spanish. They did not do it in German or any other languages. And the knife itself is like that in the tanto blade version with the combination edge. It's made in USA. It's a switchblade, automatic knife. The blade is made with S30V stainless steel, as we see it engraved on the tang of the blade. On the back side we see Made in USA. That's in accordance to the US law, where it is not easy to import switchblades. Somehow it's been done, because at the blade show we see many cheap garbage Chinese made switchblades that did enter USA and get sold for whatever reason. This one is the real deal that got made in USA. We see the pocket clip with Gerber stamped into it. It's not a lasered Gerber, it's actually stamped in, and the whole clip got blacked out. That's what I showed in the other videos about Gerber knives, that the clip usually is laser engraved and the Gerber shows up silver color really hard, and that's not tactical. So for this military knife Gerber did do a bit different, of course. The clip has 3 screws there. You can't take the screws off and put the clip on the other side because of the firing mechanism and the bending of the shape of the clip. We see these screws here hold the spacer. Spacer is a steel too, heat treated, so you can use that as a glass breaker or else to crack up items. There it stands out nicely in front with the lanyard hole. The lanyard hole is big enough for a paracord. That is important here in USA, as there is a lot of paracord around. We have on top a layer of aircraft grade aluminum, CNC machined. There is a variant of the same knife with a G10 layer on top. It's a little bit lighter, just a little bit, but the texturing is different of course too with the G10, so have a look on the Gerber website to see that. This is the aluminum version, CNC made, and you see just small little imperfection. We have here some little, just tiny little dimples, scratches, and we see that side here got milled really well. The other side has a bit a step in the milling, in the CNC milling. So those are using knives mainly for the US military and not collector's pieces usually. So the quality on that piece here, on those 2 samples, we see also here a bit from the water jet or laser cutting of the spacer part, a bit rifling there a bit cutting marks. The quality of that knife is not as high as perfect like a Benchmade switchblade. For the function it doesn't matter at all, but of course for the collector which count every detail, there is some little imperfection, at least on these two samples, to be seen. Compared to Benchmade, there is still the Benchmade knife is better made, like the AFO, which I did do videos on it as well. So we see here the Tanto blade version, of course, with the combo edge, S30V, US made superior steel, with a black finish and the engraving of Gerber and the steel. Then we have the firing button. That's the only part that is silver to stand out. Then we have here the sliding safety part. In this part it's off, in this part it's on. It's simple sliding back and forth. Those parts are also made out of steel. I did not find any plastic part in it. There is maybe inside a bit like a small part where the blade slides on the privet there, like Benchmade does it. We're gonna see that as I take it completely apart one day. So it's a pretty simple knife, pretty durable. We see it's a layered construction. The outside, as I did say, is aluminum. Inside we have steel liners. That makes the knife a bit more robust as well. And from the construction standpoint, it's a sandwich construction, not the solid two slabs of aluminum like the Benchmade knife and most other switchblades. They simply put on the aluminum and CNC machine it. And this allows also the use of the steel spacer here. So it's a bit a different construction. Also open, the whole side here is open. As we close the knife, we see the blade inside the whole length there. And here we see the button mechanism holding the knife blade so it can't flip open. To use the knife, absolute simple. Check where the safety is. Then you simple press the button, it opens, and then you can put the safety on as a secondary safety, secondary lock together with the button, which is now locked with the safety. So even if you press the button, the blade can't close. To unlock, you slide the safety back, press the button, do like that. So it's that simple. And of course the safety also locks in the closed position, so that the knife would not go off in your pocket. If you fear about that, you simply need to slide that back and open the knife. The spring is on both samples similar, so there is not much difference in the snap. So far I like it. The quality, the price and all is pretty good. We have to say that the suggested retail price from Gerber is relatively high. I found that deal online for under $80 shipped. So that for that price it's hard to beat with the steel, with the made in USA and all that. If you go by the Gerber website, it's gonna show you the different models that they make of that style. They also have the assistant opener knife version. I did a video on that. They make a manual opener version. I also did a video on that version. So this is the king of the versions because it's a US made and it's a switchblade, automatic knife. And the website also gonna tell you it's restricted. So it's pretty hard to deal with the Gerber people about switchblades. I did try that in the past. As a dealer, it's hard to get those knives. So I suggest that you try out the online stores that sell switchblades, and prior you do that, make sure that switchblades are legal in your area. Even in USA there are some areas that switchblades are not legal. In Georgia, where I'm at, it's legal. They don't care about switchblades, so that is not a problem at all. Many other places also are fine with switchblades because they simply figured it out that a switchblade is not more dangerous than any other knife with a similar handle, with a similar blade. It's just the opening that is different, and a manual opener or an assistant opener blade, it's open nearly that fast or even faster than a switchblade. The Gerber one is a bit in the middle. It's not super fast like the Robbie Dalton switchblades, and it's not super slow like some other brands, but there are different springs. If you take it apart and check the spring, there are different custom springs available too, and I'm gonna try that out a bit in the future too, to make the action of this Gerber a bit more snappy, because the construction that the knife has will last. That shouldn't be a problem that anything wear out too quick or too easy. One part about the safety I need to show, the safety that goes back and forth. The spring is actually part of the liner. As I put the safety in the middle, the spring there, the tab stands out the most of the two positions. Then as you push it forward or backward, it's gonna put down in that lever there. That's pretty clever made, so they did not have to deal with a coil spring or something. It's simply part of the liner that adjusts the safety. Unfortunately, the safety, as it with most of the knives, it works in the wrong direction. It's basically a sliding lever that locks up with the firing button, so you can't slide it forward and fire like it should be. So you need to first drag it back and then reach forward and push the button. So that is a bit awkward. It is how it is. If you get used to it, then that works, but for smoother motion it should be sliding forward and then you push the button down. But so far there are not too many switchblades that are that ergonomically that works. Also, if you are left-hander, that knife is not for you, because there is no controls on the left side. You can't switch the clip either. So I would go as a left-hander instead with some of the Benchmade models that allow to open the knife and unlock the knife blade from the other side for left-hand use as well as for right-hand use. Basically with the axis lock, the switchblade automatic knife version of the axis lock, that is possible too. Yeah, the US military use those Gerber knives together with Benchmade and quite likely other brands too. So this is a military issued knife, a collectible, if you want to say so, that is sold on the civilian market a little bit too. It's not that easy to get. As I say, on the Gerber website it's restricted and they're not going to help you much at all. So look around online for a dealer and a price that you say that is worth it for you. As we come a bit to a second part of this video about Europe, Switzerland, if we look about the knife laws there, as best as I remember, at least for a while, switchblades were legal in France. In Austria they are still legal, even out of the front. In Germany some styles of switchblades are legal, nothing out of the front, and only a certain blade length. This size that we have in front of the camera of the gerber would not be legal there to own and possess. Problem is not only the owning part, it's also the carry part, like that you could own those knives but you can't carry it or using it, so that makes it limited for users. It's then more for collectors, and a knife like this is a work knife also, so you should be able to carry that. And of course in Switzerland switchblades were always banned. You could still get them there because the law for a while was not that much enforced and all that, and then all hell broke loose with new gun laws and misuse of the Swiss population, with criminal laws that got pushed through, and switchblades were completely banned. Even one-hand opening knives with a certain length of the blade were banned. At one point they seriously did discuss there already to ban serrations on knives, like we have it here as part serrations. I can remember that there were a group of experts, if you want to say that, or experts, I don't think so, that they did come together and discuss about the banning of serrations on knives. And of course it went not through, because in Switzerland the bread that you buy every day is not cut like in USA. You have to cut it yourself with a bread knife, and Victorinox and other of course makes a lot of bread knives with fully serrated edge. So theoretically that would have be ban every bread knife as well. So it was a complete nonsense, and to tell the pinnacle of the nonsense in Switzerland, they also did ban daggers. The Swiss dagger is the symbol of the free Swiss man, and they did ban that. So daggers are banned, and there is one, or was one, manufacturer in Switzerland that at that point of time did make a dagger with no point. So it was basically like a screwdriver in front of the dagger point, and he managed to make an exception on the law that his dagger without the point would be legal, but all other daggers with the point would be illegal. Complete, absolute hogwash, absolute criminal and insane. If we see that dagger without the point, with a chisel-like point that you could use as a screwdriver, if you would stab into something, that would stab pretty much the same way like the same dagger with the point on top of it. It's just about 5 millimeters of the real point missing and flared out like a smaller screwdriver. That's all what it was. And yeah, that shows how the bureaucratics work in Switzerland. It's completely hogwash, illegal, criminal, and yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Best you can do is fight it and emigrate. It's the only way to do it. So switchblades were banned in Switzerland. I get a bit upset, and that was one of the points that I say I have enough. I want to emigrate. It's better that way, and create the life as I want to live it and finish, because nobody has the right to tell other people what they can own for knives or other items at all, as long as there is no misuse on it in a criminal way to other people or animals or something like that, to harm anything other. So that was one of the points to emigrate, to simply enjoy the freedom in USA and own switchblade like this one and many others that I have. There are videos on the YouTube channel about the Robbie Dalton collection and Benchmade and others that I simply can enjoy it and finish. And those poor people in Switzerland, they are stuck there and they can't. So that much about that. And for the US people, some people may think, yeah, but it's a switchblade, it's a dangerous thing. No, it's not. You did quite likely watch too much Hollywood, and that is one of the things that got messed up completely. Such a knife, as we have it here, as a switchblade, is not more dangerous as we have the same knife style as a one-hand opening knife. The speed of opening the knife and closing is about the same. Not much pro and contra. The size of the blade, the shape of the blade is pretty much the same too, so it would give similar damage in a body or in a meat, if you want to say so. So there is not much difference, and the main misused knives by criminals are kitchen knives, and they know why. Because most of the houses or flats that you're gonna rent in USA, they have a kitchen, and there for sure are one way or another minimum a couple kitchen knives. And the kitchen knives usually have a longer blade, have a pretty strong construction. You have not to push anything that it opens, it's already a fixed blade. So you have a longer blade, usually pretty a sharp blade, a pointy blade, more pointy than the two ones that we have in front of the camera. So, and the knife is already there, or you can simply go to a thrift store, a flea market, or in a cheap dollar store and get yourself a kitchen knife for do the criminal action you desire, you unhuman. Then that is way more dangerous, way more misused than switchblades. I don't think there is much crime done, even in Europe, using switchblades at all. Even if they are banned, simply they are still around there. They are still made as a sample in Italy and France, and in Germany as well, of course, the traditional style. So that is really no much point to say this knife is bad and the other knife is good at all. It's the person itself that misuse it, the criminal then, and nothing more. So that much about the Gerber 06. A bit information about the different laws in different areas.